Yo, first off I'd like to say happy 2025. I hope all of you are having a fantastic new year. For my first upload of the year, I think it's fair to rank every fruit as of update 25. This ranking will be based on 4 categories. 1. PvP, 2. Grinding, 3. Trade value, and 4. Enjoyability. Let's get started. Rocket is bad for PvP, but not the worst. For grinding, it's also really bad. The damage is alright, but you would need to use all your moves to gather the NPCs. In trading, it's abysmal. It is the lowest valued item in the game. And enjoyability, it's mid. Kilo was way more enjoyable than this. I'll give Rocket a D tier, but it will be on the lower ends of the tier. I would say Spin is better than Rocket for PvP, but it's still not great. You can do some decent combos with this fruit. Spin is just as bad as Rocket for grinding, if not worse. As for how fun the fruit is, it's alright. It has a somewhat goofy moveset. Again, Spin is very bad for trading due to the extremely low rarity and demand. Spin also gets a D tier. Blade is decent in PvP. It has M1s, and has decent damaging moves. The best thing about the fruit is that it is immune to every single sword, which can be really helpful against Portal or Rumble users. It's okay for grinding. The M1s really help with gathering NPCs quickly, but unfortunately, it's horrific for trading. Blade is a C tier fruit, not bad. Spring is the greatest fruit for PvP, amazing for grinding, extremely high value and demand, and super fun. S tier, best fruit in the game. Just kidding, F tier, this fruit is straight ass. Bomb is not terrible for PvP. The Z move and C move can be quite useful. Same with the V move, it is the highest damaging move in the game. It's possible to grind a bit with this fruit, mainly because of the Z, C, and V moves, but bad for trading. Over half of the fruits in the game are bad for trading. It can be fun to troll players with Z and C though. C tier. Smoke can be somewhat effective in PvP, really depends on the opponent and user. Smoke is a Logia, which makes it good for grinding. You can hold the F move over the NPCs and do good damage. In trading, worthless. Not much to say for enjoyability, I guess the clean and smooth visuals. C tier, around same level as Bomb.
And they named it fucking Spike!
Similar to Bomb, this fruit can be somewhat unpredictable in PvP. Its grinding capabilities are questionable. Awful for trading, even has 0 out of 10 demand. The C move is kind of fun though. Originally I would have put it in C tier, but because of that hilariously bad demand, it'll have to be in high D tier.
Мощнейший компьютер Ирвис, 4 гига, 4 ядра, игровая...
Flame is a solid fruit for PvP. It has very good damage and has decent combo potential. Flame is another Logia, making it good for grinding as well. It's not great for trading, but definitely better than all the commons. This is quite an enjoyable fruit to use. It's easy and a good starter. Flame is our first B tier fruit. F tier, moving on.
Where is my super suit?
Ice is a great PvP fruit, mainly for the stun. 3 out of the 4 attacking moves stun the opponent in some way. It is another Logia, but Ice is even better than Flame for grinding. It has M1s to deal extra damage, making it much easier to grind. Still low in value and demand, but it is the most popular uncommon fruit. I can also skate around like Frozone. A tier, very good for an uncommon. Sand is an underrated fruit for PvP. When used correctly, it can do some crazy combos. Sand is another Logia, making it decent for grinding at worst. It's worse than ice for trading. The main enjoyment is its PvP potential. Sand gets a B tier, right under Flame. Dark is another underrated fruit for PvP. Like Sand, it has good combo potential. Dark is Logia, and it is a surprisingly fun fruit to grind with. It's very quiet and gives off a different vibe. Dark is significantly worse for trading than Ice and Sand. Very unfortunate. As for the tier list, I think High C is good enough. Diamond recently got a rework, and now the fruit is much better. It has good combo potential and high damage. Not to mention, it also has a defense buff. It's alright for grinding. The moves don't really have knockback and it deals high damage. This fruit is mid for trading. It has an appropriate value, but it gets underpays. This fruit just looks so much cleaner and it's satisfying to use. Diamond has earned its spot in the B tier. Absolutely phenomenal glow up from the original. Light is probably one of, if not the best starter fruit in the game. It's a fairly balanced fruit to use in PvP. Not only is it a Logia, but it has M1s like Ice. Light is another mid-tier trading fruit. There are people that would want this. You can also zoom through the sky very fast, very fun and good for mobility. Light deserves an A tier. Rubber can be a very good fruit in PvP if used correctly. It has very good damage and decent combo potential, but some of the moves are very hard to hit. It's not great for grinding, but it is enjoyable, gives grinding a challenge. Not great for trading either. I barely see anyone wanting to trade or trade for this fruit. However, it is one of the most fun fruits to use in the game mainly because of the F move. As for Rubber's ranking, I'll give it a C tier, an okay fruit all around. I will just say it, Barrier is bad for PvP, but it can be used well to your advantage. The moves can either push players away, or get them stuck. It's very bad for grinding as well, only the V move is decent for grinding because of the damage. It's about as good as Flame for trading. Even though it's a $550,000 difference, the only redeeming factor is the enjoyability of this fruit. Barrier gets a D tier only because of the fun, otherwise it would have been high F tier. Ghost is a good fruit for PvP, quite underrated and has decent combo potential. It also has a revive ability, meaning you get a second life if you die. This fruit isn't really the go-to option for grinding, but it can be quite a fun and interesting challenge. It isn't good for trading though, very low demand. I'll give Ghost a solid B tier. Magma isn't that great for PvP, mainly because there isn't much combo potential. The fruit relies on damage and only damage. It's another Logia, but I would honestly say that this is at least top 5 best fruits for grinding. Magma is actually pretty good for trading. It can walk on water like Ice. And it is the best fruit for sea event grinding. That's why people want to trade for this fruit. Magma is definitely A tier, but like 1% better than Light. The 3 fruits in A tier so far, very good starter fruits.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
Quake is considered to be a very skilled fruit in PvP. However, it has decent combo potential. It is horrible for grinding. The moves do way too much knockback. And when it comes to trading, it's not great. It goes for less than Magma. The fruit doesn't have much entertainment, except for the V move. I'll put Quake in mid C tier. Yes, I think Dark and Rubber are better fruits.
I like big guts and I cannot lie. Double chins with the chafing thighs.
Buddha can be extremely fun and hilarious for PvP. Not because of the moves. Even when awakened, they are not amazing. It's the fact that you can M1 spam, or like people like to call Buddha spam, and you have an incredible defense buff. It is also goated for grinding. Definitely top 2, possibly even top 1 best fruit for grinding. Very good for trading too. Has a high value and high demand. People want this fruit mainly to grind with it. Buddha gets to have the honors of being the first S-tier fruit on this list. Love is another unique fruit for PvP. This fruit can be quite annoying if used well. Pretty mid for grinding, not really a go-to option. It's okay for trading, but the rarity is very low. I feel like everyone and their mom has this fruit. However, it is the most fun with friends. You get to go for a flamingo ride with your allies. Decent overall, C tier. Spider is a solid fruit for PvP. Good combo potential, not that hard to use, and very high damage. This fruit is good for grinding. The moves don't have knockback. It's on the same level as love for trading, meaning it is very common amongst the player base. But the number 1 most enjoyable move in the entirety of Blox Fruits, in my opinion, is that you get to swing like Spider-Man. This move is so awesome, and the fact that Blox Fruits has a better web swinging system than most Spider-Man games astonishes me. Spider is a B-tier fruit, but I adore the awakening. Sound is a very good fruit for PvP. Good damage and it buffs your allies. It's usable for grinding, but it moves the NPCs around, so it's not the best. The fruit really fell off when it comes to trading. It's pretty good now, but not nearly as good as it used to be. It is a fun fruit to use though, and has nice unique visuals. High B tier for sound. For PvP, Phoenix can be very annoying to fight against. Most of the time, they can just sit in the sky and use their moves at free will. It's alright for grinding. It can be used, but I wouldn't recommend it. A little lower than sound for trading, but still alright. This is one of the best fruits to just chill in the sky. Phoenix also gets a B tier.
Seaside.
Portal is one of the best fruits for PvP because of it being a utility fruit. A lot of sword mains use this fruit for the V move, and to also have agility and movement. But it is horrific for grinding. The damage on fruit stats is good, but only 2 of the moves really help with grinding. Very good for trading. Same level as Buddha in terms of value. We also have the option to teleport to anywhere we want. Portal gets an A tier. Rumble is a very good and respected fruit for PvP. A lot of sword mains use this because of the great stun. It's also a Logia, making it good for grinding. The NPCs don't get knocked back and they only get stunned. The fruit is good for trading. Not much to say here. The V move can be very entertaining. Rumble deserves an A tier. Solid fruit.
Ah, my head.
Pain is another fruit that is hard to use in PvP. It's very outdated and desperately needs a rework. Not that good in grinding either. And bad for trading. No one wants this fruit. There's not much fun or enjoyability when it comes to this fruit. It really needs a rework. Unfortunately, this legendary fruit gets a D tier. Once again, a great fruit for PvP. Blizzard's moves have good damage and have good combo potential. They are also pretty easy to hit. The fruit is Logia, making it great for grinding. You can even hold the F move over the NPCs similar to Smoke. And it's good for trading. This fruit genuinely gives off a different vibe. The moves are very quiet and can be so chill to use. Easy A tier for Blizzard. Gravity is decent for PvP, can be good if it's a good user. Kinda mid for grinding. All I can say is that there are way better options. This is another very common fruit. Everyone and their mom has it. I deadass don't know what to say here about enjoyability. I'll give gravity a mid-C tier. Mammoth is very good for PvP. The damage is very high, and you get a defense buff. The F move also cannot be cancelled, which can be very annoying for some. The fruit is pretty good for grinding, mainly the F move. The F move alone is the enjoyability of this fruit. However, it has suffered the same consequences as sound, losing demand after update 20. Mammoth is an A tier fruit. T-Rex is one of the most fun fruits to use in PvP. It has M1s, high damaging moves that stun, and even has tick damage that cancels moves. This fruit is very good for grinding. It has knockback, but you can pull them in with the X move, and the damage makes up for it. It is also a great fruit for trading, high value and demand. Honestly, T-Rex is an S tier fruit. I'll try not to be biased. This is my favorite fruit in the game. Dough is a stellar fruit for PvP. It is one of, if not the best fruit for combo potential. And it also excels in stun and damage. The fruit is an official Logia in Blox Fruits, and it is pretty good for grinding. Good stun, high damage, not too much knockback. Very good for trading as well. This fruit has been highly wanted ever since it got an awakening years ago. I know it looks like I am glazing, but it is a really fun fruit to use once you learn the combos. If you want to see me use this fruit for fun, I made a video about it that you should check out. I don't think I need to say which tier dough belongs in. Shadow is actually one of the most underrated fruits in the game. It has good combo potential, damage, and life leech. And it's good for grinding. If you can get the NPCs in the V move, they want escape. It's kinda good for trading, but like I said before, the fruit is underrated. I don't know, I thought whatever this was looked cool. Shadow is an A tier though.
Oh, shit!
Venom is a pretty good fruit for PvP. It has high damage and poison effects similar to T-Rex, and it cancels any move unless you are on human V4. The fruit is good for grinding. It has no knockbackle and good damage. It's good for trading. You can get trades for this fruit on a good day. A cool feature is that the wings aren't entirely useless. You can jump extremely high. A tier. Control right now is not really that great for PvP. The moves are very outdated and we are still waiting for a rework. It is bad for grinding. The moves do too much knockback and some of them are single target. However, the fruit's trade value and demand could rise because of the anticipated rework. I would recommend to start stacking up on these, as they aren't too hard to trade for yet. The fruit can be fun to use though. You can pick up parts of the map and toss them around. I'll put Control in high C tier. Gas is great for PvP. The fruit has great damage, combo potential, and in transformation, it has a good defense buff. Gas can range from great to bad in grinding. The moves can deal knockback, but if you mainly use the M1s, it should be good. Extremely good for trading, because it is one of the new fruits. The demand and value of this fruit is very high. These visuals are so nice to look at. Gas is definitely an S tier. Spirit is another good fruit for PvP. You can make some good combos if you learn this fruit. And it's kinda funny when you get all your spirits to jump the opponent. The fruit is pretty good for grinding too. The spirits can really help. Around the same level as Venom for trading, above average. A tier for spirit. Leopard is one of the most spammiest, brain-dead, weirdest fruits to PvP. It's very agile and has high damage. Super easy to use. Leopard can be good for grinding, but you will need to use the moves fast. They have some knockback. Very good fruit for trading, even when compared to the new fruits. The spam potential of this freaking fruit is genuinely hilarious. Leopard spammed its way to the S tier. Yeti is even crazier than Leopard for PvP. The moves do so much damage, and it has a crazy defense buff when transformed. I would say it's decent for grinding because of the damage, but the moves have knockback. This fruit was created to be a stronger, more fun alternative to Leopard. And the trade value is insane. It goes for more than 2 leopards. Yeti is absolutely an S tier.